Everyone, my name's Dennis, and today I'm going to be talking about my cultural heritage item, which is a scarf. It's a piece of clothing that originated from Cambodia, and the locals over there calls it a krama scarf. But since I'm from Cambodia, how you actually pronounce it is called kama scarf. So what I mainly want to talk about today is the scarf versatility, its design, and its tradition. So we'll start out by talking about its versatility and design and how it's useful. Um, as I said, since it's versatile, it can be used as a variety of things, making it an essential piece of clothing in Cambodia. Firstly, it can be used as an actual scarf. In general term of it being a scarf, it usually used in winter for warmth, but in this case, it could also be used in summer, spring, and fall. And the purpose for it is for fashion and to style your clothes. Secondly, it could also be used as a towel. It can be neither used as a shower towel or a kitchen towel. As a shower towel, you could use it to dry yourself, of course, or you could use it to wash yourself. As a kitchen table, you could use it to wipe counters or dry your hands after you wash it. Thirdly, you could actually use the scarf as a face covering by covering it as your lower face, covering your nose and your mouth. And people who use it are people who lives out in areas with lots of sandstorm and dirt storm. So people there use the scarf as a face covering to make it easier for them to breathe. And of course, people who are sick or unwell also use it as a mask to stop the infection to their loved ones or their friends. Lastly, you could also use the scarf as a sunshade or a hat. Especially farmers in rural areas abuse this type of versatility since out in the rural areas, it tends to be very hot, so farmers use it as a hat to prevent sunburns. Is it for its versatility and its usefulness. I hope you guys have a little more understanding of it. Next, I'm going to be talking about its design. So, the intricate and complicated design of the scarf reflects the history and heritage and cultural heritage of Cambodia. So each scarf is handmade by a professional artisan, and each artisan have their own preferred design patterns and of course their weaving techniques. Even though it is handmade, it is cheap to come by. Um, since the artisan cares more about tradition rather than its price, that's why it is cheap. Next, design is very time consuming and it's complicated. So the final product of the scarf usually or roughly takes about a couple of hours to a couple of days, depending on many different things, such as its design and the artisan that makes the scarf. The artisan, depending on the artisan, their skill level and their experience weaving the scarf. And coming to its design, there are many things to consider, such as its size, its complexity, its material, and furthermore. About its size, the scarf ranges from 50 to 100 centimeter in width, and its length it can range from 1 to 2 meters. About its pattern, it can have a lot of patterns such as stripes, checkered, and Ika motifs. It is a repeated pattern. Ika motif is a repeated pattern of one intricate design, following symmetrical uh, pattern. And about its material, it's usually made out of cotton, but it could also made out of silk or a combination of both. Since it is made out of cotton, it is very high. It have high durability as well as comfortability. And since it's also made out of cotton, it is very lightweight, which means you can take it anywhere with you without it being in your way. And lastly, about its color, it can be made out of any colors you desire, but mainly or traditionally, it is made out of red and white combined. So after talking about the design of the scarf, I hope you guys um, understand how much time and effort goes into just making one scarf. And lastly, I wanted to expand more about the tradition of the scarf. So the scarf hold a deep and rich importances in the history of Cambodia. The scarf is traditional and it can be inherited by later generations, such as the textual practices, the history, and the weaving technique can be inherited by like my generation, which is the newer generation. Like I said before, the scarf is handmade, so technically, mostly handmade items are usually wear by the elite and wealthy people, but not in this case. Common people actually wear the scarf instead, or use the scarf, and it doesn't matter the gender; it can be neither male or female. But coming to age, older people tends to wear the scarf more than younger people, and that is because that older generations have a more cultural connection towards tradition than younger people does. Next is that the scarf can be wear to any event you desire. It can mean either casual hangout with friends and family, to parade, to concerts. But what important about the scarf is that it's usually is worn to temples, and temples are usually churches, like in the United States, to worship a certain religion or uh, to practice a certain religion. And in Cambodia, people wear the scarf to the temple to practice Buddhism, such as in the United States, they practice Christianity. And that's it for my speech. So, in conclusion, the Cambodian Khmer scarf is a unique and special piece of clothing that resonate in Cambodia. It is very versatile as it can be used in a variety of ways, using it as a towel, a face mask, a hat, or as an actual scarf. The complicated design of the scarf reflects or show the significance of the cultural heritage of Cambodia. It ranges from the skill of the artisan to the various options that go into designing the scarf itself. Furthermore, the scarf hold a important meanings to the tradition of Cambodia as it is wear to religious ceremony, just like the temple. And finally, it also serves as a symbol of national pride. And that's it for my speech. Thank you guys very much for listening to it, and I hope you guys have a great day.